Going on, gang-a-lang? What is going on? Carolina Jackpot coming at you. We're live this Sunday afternoon. It's about 5:20 p.m. Year of our Lord 2025, September the 14th. I hope everybody's doing good today. So we're going to talk about what went down last night in Williams-Brice Stadium, Columbia, South Carolina. If you're here for the first time, consider subscribing to this channel. What's up, guys? Scooby, Paul Lemon. Hit the thumbs up on your way in if you don't mind. What's up, Chuck? Sancho. We're going to talk about this game for a little bit. Now, I did a live stream last night, and I want to first and foremost, I want to apologize to any of you guys who were on my live stream last night. I'm gonna level with you. College football Saturdays are really, you'd think not, but college football Saturdays are really the only time I ever consume alcohol is on those college football Saturdays. And I'll start drinking beer at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and just don't stop. That's an issue when you have a night game and you're going to stream it. What's up, guys? What's South Carolina's win total now? We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about that. So, unfortunately, I wasn't in the best of shape last night. Plus, on top of that, I've been having some personal issues go on here at the house. And I aired out my dirty laundry last night on that stream. By the way, that stream, people would ask me about it. It's not there anymore, guys. I shut it down, and at the behest of several people who called me, one being Uncle Lou, one being Jordan Dealmaker. Heck of a guy, Gamecock man, to the core. And I eventually shut that off. I was saying some ugly things. And then I was airing my dirty laundry personal business. And I shouldn't have been doing that, first of all, because, I mean, like, y'all are like my YouTube people, are like my family, so it's my go-to who I talk to, but they, like, you can't have that kind of discussion. I know that. Out loud, and also it makes, like, when you're having a personal issue like that, like my deal, like husband and wife deal or whatever, it paints the other person in a bad light because they're not there to give you their side of the story. She really isn't at fault in this. She's really not. So I just want to move on from that, but I do want to apologize for that. I'm going to in future live streams, I'm gonna thank you, Big Barney Ross. Thank you, Eddie. In future live streams, I'm gonna cut way down on the intake of the sauce before the live stream, because I owe it to you, because you guys come over here to watch with me and you support me, and you have people give me super chats. I had someone last night cash at me, and I'm not gonna tell you how much it was. But very, very, very generous cash app from one of you guys. I mean, like, it was nice. It was sizable. I don't, I get those sometimes, and like every time I do, I'm amazed that I get that from people. That I've given people that and enjoyment that they get from me. So, anyway, I'm here to eat my medicine or take my medicine. We're going to talk about Vanderbilt versus South Carolina last night. And really, I'll try to answer any questions I see. This was it was a one-sided affair. It was a one-sided affair from the get-go, really. Now, people are going to point to the end of the second quarter. Lenoris had tossed the interception, and then he takes the hit from Langston Patterson that they rule as targeting, gets tossed from the game. Patterson does. And then we see Lenoris on the ground for a minute or two. They have to take him back. He's under like concussion protocol. He can't go back in the game. I mean, he left under his own power. He did look like he was a little bit woozy there. A lot of speculation over on social media. A lot of people piling on the Gamecock program right now. A lot of people down on the Gamecock program, and I get it. And they're down on the coaching staff, and they should be. There should be at that. But don't be down on Lenore Sellers. And I don't want. It really. I didn't respond to any of these because they're just so inherently stupid. I don't know if they were trolling or if they were that dumb to say that Lenore Sellers was soft. Soft. How many times have we watched him? My head's good, Andres. It's all right. Have we watched Lenore Sellers truck defenders out in open space? How many times have we watched him make people miss? How many times have we watched him just run over somebody, run through tackles? He made Clemson's defense look like a bunch of fools last year. So if there's anything he is not, it's soft. So that's just ridiculous. But losing him, I mean, that was a huge blow. And I'm not going to sit here and lead you down the road of, well, if he hadn't got hurt, like those Florida, Brock says Sellers would play. He absolutely would. The kid loves football. He loves to play. You see one camera angle you don't get where you look. If you had a view from his helmet, I'm sure that it would look a lot different. But I'm not going to sit here and pump you sunshine and tell you like those Florida fans were talking about DJ Lagway when he got hurt last year in the Georgia-Florida game. Well, if he'd have been in there, no. I don't think they would have won the ball game regardless if Sellers had been in there. I think that some of the turnovers may have been avoided in the second half. I think they may have lost like 24-10. But I don't think that they didn't look good. They looked outside of that drive when we got the ball back after Pavia took them down there and scored on the first drive. That was a good looking drive. That pass to Jordan Dingle was nice. I'm glad to see the transfer from Kentucky, Jordan Dingle, get some action. When Sellers got hurt, that's what I want to talk about here in a second. They inserted sixth year senior Luke Doty in as quarterback. And he was played quarterback for us back in 2021 we played Vanderbilt at home, and you remember I've streamed that game in here too. I actually started crying during that one because we were going to lose. We were dead. We were dead in the water, and they benched Luke Doty, who's the quarterback. They benched him and brought in Zeb Nolan, the transfer from North Dakota State, to come down and won the ball game for them against Vandy. So that's Wayne says, "Go Buckeyes!" Yeah, Buckeyes are looking good this year. They had a kind of a ho-hum win yesterday, I guess, over Ohio University. wasn't real impressive, but I don't guess it had to be. Ohio University is actually a decent program. I mean, they played, they beat West Virginia. They played Rutgers tough, almost beat them. So, I mean, that might have been all Ohio State could do was beat them by, 28 or whatever. Anyway, what's up, Missouri fan? I don't think they would have won that game regardless. The defense took a huge step back last night. Yeah, how about Old Dominion? Got Brent Pry fired. Well, Brent Pryor got himself fired. But it was, Floby said it was brutal. It was a brutal game, brutal live stream, and it was terrible. The defense looked awful last night. It really, really looked bad. I don't remember the last time we've had a defensive performance that was that bad. And I was looking at the stats here. So Pavia was 18-25, 177 yards. That's one part of the thing. Our friend Rob has SEC bias, the one we call Peckerhead over on the program, called with Good Morning Uncle Lou. He called or he looked on Pro Football Focus and sent a stat that like Pavia's 177 yards, like 105 of them were yak yards, right? Yards after the catch. That's bad. That shows poor tackling. That ain't good. We look down here a little bit more. Admiral, thank you for the super chat, sirs. Bang your shoes, or at least several. Don't beat yourself up. At the end of the day, you didn't hurt anyone. Yeah, I appreciate that, sir. I appreciate that. You look at their rushing stats, and I mean, it doesn't jump off the page. It doesn't. I mean, Cedric Alexander goes 13 times for 41 yards. The one kid, Jamazel Lassiter, who scored that touchdown there in the third quarter, he only carried the ball one time, 44 yards. Pavia, 11 for 24 on the ground. And then Richie Hoskins, one carry for 15 yards. So, I mean, yeah, they moved the ball somewhat effectively. But, I mean, it's at the right times. They got the right amount of yardage to just keep the chains moving. With us, turned the ball over 4 times. Doty threw a pick. Lenoris threw a pick before he got knocked out of the game. And they fumbled the ball twice. Luke Doty fumbled it, and Isaiah Augustave fumbled too. So you can't have that. And 2 of them led to scores. So you're just flipping the field and giving it right back to them. We only punted the ball. When you look at the score, we only scored 7 points. We only punted the ball 2 times. You know, Michaels kept turning the ball over and giving it to them. We kept turning the ball over and giving it back to Vandy. So, am I that impressed with Vandy? Look, I mean, they play solid football. Their game plan was not anything that they haven't seen before. And Banger says we were so much better than what we were. Exactly. I mean, I'm reading comments from people like David Pollock, who he's an idiot. Said, Vandy just had better football players than South Carolina did. That's the reason they beat them. South Carolina doesn't have the athletes to compete. Bullshit. They've got plenty of athletes over there to compete. And they've got better football players than Vandy. Go look at the not Pro Football Focus. Go look at the ratings, the star ratings. Look at the talent levels from this to this. I mean, it's not even anywhere close. Gamecock Chuck hits it on the nail on the head. It's coaching. The coaching is horrendous. Now, last night was the first time I kind of saw what I felt like Travian Robertson, the Gamecocks defensive line coach. Y'all know he was involved in an automobile accident about a week before the regular season got started. He got in a wreck on a Friday that was like 9 days out from the Virginia Tech. No, Vandy does not have better play. Aren't you a Clemson fan? No, Chase Stacks is a Clemson man. So they have better players than Clemson? I don't know about that either. But they don't. I mean, South Carolina has better players. They have terrible coaching on the offensive side of the ball. It is awful. I mean, this is like high school level. Remind me about Will Muschamp there. We said something about him too. This is like high school level coaching. Terrible. I don't see anything from any of those coaches on the offensive side of the ball that's positive right now. Lonnie Teasley and Greg Atkins, the offensive line coaches, I told y'all 3 years ago these guys needed to go. They are terrible. The offensive line is getting pushed around. They don't know. And now, last year, they were getting pushed around, and they just blocked bad. They did a good enough job, though, with the multi-talented Sellers that he kind of masked a lot of their failures because of the offensive scheme that we were running. Dowell Loggins let him do his thing. Mike Shula is not letting Lenoris Sellers do his thing. He wants him to stand in the pocket. He wants to find receivers. I get it. I love that. It's great. You want to get him ready for the NFL. That's wonderful. But you're trying to put a feather in your cap, in your coaching cap that way, instead of coaching him to his strengths and letting him use his strengths. your play calling and your NFL scheme fucking sucks. No, I'm not going to apologize. I'm not. I'm not apologizing for shit because South Carolina should have beaten them last night. They absolutely should have beaten them last night. We had better players. We have better fans, better just better everything. But the bottom line is Vanderbilt and Clark Lee came in with a game plan. They executed it. They were disciplined enough. Now the head-to-head hit was, I mean, that was something else. But even that, at the same time, to me, when I go back and look at it, I mean, he might have hit him hard enough to give him a concussion. It looked to me like he tried to pull back. That's how it looked. I'm not gonna, I'm not carrying water here for Vandy. I obviously don't need it, but I really don't think that guy, that he meant to do that. Thank you, Blue Moose. Appreciate that. So, couldn't finish drives, fumbles, turnovers. You turn the ball over that much, I mean, there's no way that you're winning a game if you turn the ball over 4 times, unless you're Georgia Tech, I guess. You're playing somebody like Colorado, you can get away with it because Colorado stinks. Colorado stinks. And you're still able to overcome that. Vanderbilt doesn't stink. They're very well coached. Pavia is a good player. And it's going to be exciting to watch them down the stretch here. They play Utah State and Georgia State coming up. Yeah, Colorado's awful. They're done. Play Utah State and Georgia State coming up. Those should be 2 wins. Now, they didn't beat Georgia State last year. I think this year they right the wrong on that one. So they're going to go in to Bama 5-0, and Bama probably is going to be 4-1. So, hey, that's going to be a heck of a matchup there. Probably be a night game. Carolina Titan says Vandy simply won because they were better prepared. OC actually let Pavia call some. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you gotta trust an intelligent quarterback like that. I mean, you gotta trust them to make their own decisions. Clemson and Gamecocks go in overtime this year. I don't know about that. Jeff Bolton says they have 2 good players, 1 offense, 1 defense. Can't run, can't stop the run. I don't really agree with any of that. I mean, they can't run. That's obvious. And you look at last night. We did throw the ball for 242 yards. Jiggy. Yeah, Caleb, feeling better today, buddy. Thank you. They rushed the ball last night, 29 times for 86 yards. It's like 3 yards a carry right at it. I mean, ain't going to get it done. That's not going to get it done. Faison had some nice runs. He looked decent at times. At times, he did not. So, I'm going to the Bama. So, it should already be out what window it's in. I don't know what. The stream from last night is gone. It's gone. You're not allowed to talk shit about Miami again. I don't really know that I've talked any shit this year about Miami. So, just you get over there and just type till your fingers fall off. Dumb shit. When have I talked any shit about Miami? I said that I thought Notre Dame was going to beat them week 1. I put too much stock into what Notre Dame was last year. Notre Dame apparently is not what they were last year. They're sitting here at 0-2, which is kind of hard to believe, but they've played probably the toughest schedule of anybody. So, hey, congratulations, I guess. Mazio Bennett caught 2 balls last night. Jared Brown, he caught 2 balls last night. So they both caught a ball. I don't remember anything about it being Donovan Murphy is. They got a lot of receivers into here, and a lot of them got touches. Brian Rowe. I mean, it's just something's off. It's just not working. Just not working. But I was glad to see Dingle. The play call in the second half, yeah, it's abysmal. It was terrible. Dialed down game plan. And then talking about Luke Doty, I mean, I understand being loyal to a player who's been there forever, that's great. I mean, I understand that. You can still be loyal to him and not have him out there playing. I mean, hell, I mean, this was an important game, and how much do you think losing Sellers hurt you? I mean, like, I don't think that Luke Doty played horrendous. He's rusty. That was you, right? I was trying to remember who I was trying to remember what your government name, and that, yes, I thought that was you. Thank you very much for that. I already talked about that when the stream started. It was like the first thing I mentioned. Thank you so much. Yeah, where was I at here? Rob is going to hear it tonight if he doesn't. Why would he duck the show? Why would he duck? Anyway, I don't think that Luke Doty played terribly. He's rusty. I mean, he's not got a whole lot of game reps in a long time. Somebody said Vandy was winning the game. Yeah, they probably were. And with Aaron Noland, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with him. He got in for a couple of snaps, I think, against South Carolina State. Didn't do anything. I don't know why they're not playing him, but they obviously, from the offensive play calling, the scheme, the ridiculous nature to keep and continue to do the same old things over and over and over and over again. I mean, it tells me this offensive staff is not competent in that way. So, I mean, why should I think they're competent enough to select a backup QB or evaluate backup QB talent? Aaron Noland's not getting developed at all. Here's the worst thing last night, guys, about that performance. Maybe even worse than the loss itself. You had an absolute ton of commitments in your building last night for 2026. A ton. I mean, the list was huge. A ton of 2027 kids, 4 stars, 5 stars. And then there was a few 2028 kids there too. And you went out there and put that performance up, vaulted yourself right back into the doo-doo tier, which we're going to talk about in a minute. It's embarrassing. And Shane Beamer, when they talked to him, what's up, Mr. Shadow of Death Valley? What's going on, buddy? Good to see you here. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. That's just bad all the way around. I mean, you got a lot of commitments who are out there watching that, and y'all just fall apart like that. Wow, just awful. Just awful. So, is South Carolina a really, really bad football team, or is Vanderbilt a really good football team? I think it's somewhere in the middle. South Carolina was running the ball on them. South Carolina had them on their heels the first couple of drives. They could have, if they could have sustained that pace, they would have kicked their ass. I mean, that's hindsight 2020 looking at it, but they would have. But the thing is, Vandy goes back and makes adjustments. They take a punch to the mouth and they come back at you. Joe Lish said, I had a friend at the game. She was so upset at the product at home on a night game. Vanderbilt or not, you can't get wrecked at home on a night game. Very true. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Very true. Yeah, I mean, they talk about how the Williams-Brice atmosphere and everything, and last night you just went out there and it was just a no-show, a total no-show, 100% by the team and by the coaching staff. And Beamer, in his pressers, when they start asking him about Luke, but no, he's not. No, he's not. Sellers is going to be fine. I would doubt that guy misses the game against Missouri. I really would. Go Dogs. Yeah, Gunnar Stockton did play well last night. He looked good. Or yesterday afternoon, he looked real good. Beamer gets pissed off when they start asking him about questions. They started to ask him about Sellers and that right off the bat. He's like, I don't know. We're gonna evaluate that later. I don't know. I mean, like, he gets all upset, and he has to always. I get so tired of hearing him, because the first year or so he was there, if y'all remember, he was like kind of like throwing players under the bus a little bit, and like, it was like, yo, what the fuck's up with this? And he was trying to kind of be an ass in press conferences a little bit, and then people got onto him for like not. Tristan, thank you for the super chat. Says, without our bet, I still made $260. Great and horrible. Yeah, you did. That's not a little chunk change there. They kind of called him out on him like throwing players under the bus, and not taking accountability. So now he makes a point to say, every time he takes a down breath in these press conferences, that starts with me, and it starts with me. We didn't play well enough. It starts with me. Okay, well, fix what starts with you. Why do we keep on saying these same old things? Okay, at some point we've got to stop saying these same old things and start working on them. My God, I'm telling you, it won't take a lot. Did you see Virginia Tech fired their head coach? Rumors, Beamer's who they're after. Hey, I mean, good luck. Good luck with that. I mean, if that's what he wants to do, go. I mean, South Carolina's football program will survive without him. Joe, let's thank you for that super chat. It says it was a loss. It was Vandy. It was a blowout, a home night game. That would have been excusable if the opponent was Georgia or Alabama. Yeah, exactly. Especially after all the hype they had coming into the season and how good everybody thought we were going to be. I mean, Vegas had that win total set at 7.5 for a reason, and I felt like South Carolina was ranked way too high going into the season. They were definitely ranked way too high. I don't even know who ranks these teams. Whoever does it, they have some severe shortcomings. That was not a number 11 team. And they had them ranked above Tennessee, and I'll give the Tennessee people shit. Tennessee would have beat those fuckers by 5 or 6 touchdowns yesterday, the way they played. I mean, come on. Donovan, thank you for super chat. It says a lot of talk about Sellers, Nussmeier, Lagway, Arch in the offseason, but Aguilar, Simpson, and Gunner have played better in the top 3 SEC. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to disagree. Pavia, you got to throw Pavia into that conversation too. I know Pavia is not an NFL player. He's not going to win a Heisman Trophy, but I mean, he does so much for that team. If they didn't have him out there, I don't know how that thing would go. Yeah, Gunner Stockton looked good, and that Tennessee quarterback looked good too. He tossed a couple of interceptions, and he wasn't as good in the second half as he was in the first. Texas Rock says, it starts with me, in quotes, is the same as Arch saying, in quotes, I got to play better. Yeah, I mean, just very, very generic things that, like, it leads you to believe they don't really mean what they're saying. What? Oh, God. Stupid shit. Anyway, says, I used to like Vandy till the whole town of Nashville went woke. Yeah, I don't know. Well, a lot of players. Somebody look up and tell me, is Lenoris really ruled out for the remainder of the season per Adam Schefter of ESPN? If he's not, then Makaima's getting blocked and banned from here. Once again, he's been blocked and banned a bunch of times. I get done with the damn 2-year-old shit. I really can't stand that shit. He ain't damn been ruled out for the damn season. The guy walked off the field last night under his own power. I mean, Jesus. Now, it's not even over here anywhere, so he lied. Anybody's a moderator, go ahead and boot him, that being Makaima. So yeah, Schefter. Thanks, Billy. Yeah. Yeah, Sean Elliott at offensive line coach would be a heck of a place to start. Would be a heck of a place to start. He he would get after these guys. He's not going to let them be soft. He's going to, he would mold that unit up. I mean, Lord, I mean, they're not, these are big-bodied young men. I mean, they've got the damn skills and talent. I mean, you've got some of them up there. They're high 3 stars, 4 stars coming out of high school. It's not like they can't play ball. I think they're confused. I think that the calls are confusing. I think that their scheme that they're running is too complex for them. Simplify it. Simplify it. Somebody said Adam doesn't even, cover college football. I didn't know. Okay. I don't pay attention a lot who a lot of these guys cover and who they don't. I'll listen to them and stuff like that. But I hate injuries. Lenore's is a top 5. He is when he's allowed to play his game. When he's allowed to play his game, he is. When he's not, he's not. Now, let's talk about the remainder of the season and what we got going on. You're sitting here right now at 2-1. Carolina doesn't deserve to be in the top 25. Well, they're not anymore. They're in the others receiving votes category. Nick Clemson's not ranked either. I still think Clemson might have some hope. I think they do. I don't know about us. Do I think Arch is injured? I don't know. Who is this? Harper says you should be embarrassed by your behavior. Yeah, well, I already addressed that, but thank you. I don't know why anyone would want to watch that. Yet you're sitting here watching it right now. I mean, so it doesn't make sense. And you're commenting on it, too. And you'll be commenting on the next live stream I do. Thank you, Hunter. Anyway, looking down some of these games, I want to talk about some of these games. Just letting you know. Okay, well, I appreciate you letting me know. Thanks. Some of these games yesterday, should have gone after Gus Malzahn. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't have been the worst hire ever. I don't know that Doty is too slow. But yeah, that's amongst other problems that he has. I mean, he's too slow. He doesn't have the arm strength. He's just not good. Ohio State beats Ohio 37-9. Penn State 52-6 over Villanova. Nobody cares about these. LSU 20-10, 20-10 victory over Florida. So that was kind of a good beat down there for LSU. Oregon 34-14, kind of a ho-hum win for Northwestern, or for Oregon over Northwestern, and then Miami, of course, 49-12 over South Florida. Tyler says, Alex says, how long is Luke Doty going to be at South Carolina? Yeah, he's been there this is his last year. This is his last year. He will not be around anymore. No. Chase. Sellers whose status is uncertain. Okay, I see. I'm telling you, if they go out there and he somehow or another gets some protection, and I could see him hanging in the ball game for a while. I heard Clemson is trash. I mean, their record's not great, but I mean they did some good things against Georgia Tech yesterday. I mean, Georgia Tech's a good team. I mean, they're a very tough team, well coached, disciplined. I mean, Clemson did some good things. They're not. I don't think they're a lost cause. Their schedule is going to lighten up, I believe, considerably here. If I can figure it up, pulling it. Now we both have losses to Van. Yeah. So does Auburn. So they got a game. Dang it! I just clicked off of it. Here it is. The game against Syracuse at home. They'll win that. It's at noon. They're at UNC. Is their next game. That should, dang it. I keep on typing on this, and we're like getting off of it. They're at BC, which BC looked like, I mean, they went back and forth with Michigan State. They had a slobber knocker last week, and then last night they went out and lost 30-20. They lost to Stanford. I don't know how anybody lost to Stanford. I mean, I don't know if Stanford all of a sudden got a whole bunch of new football players or what, but Stanford 26-3 right now. Cardinals in the third quarter over the Carolina Panthers. Are they the worst NFL franchise of like the past 5 years, at least 5 to 10 years? They got to be. They got to be. They are horrendous. But at BC, I mean, Clemson should win that. They're at home against SMU. You should win. SMU is not as good as what they were last year. Then you're at home against Duke. They lost to Tulane last night. They've lost to Illinois. They still look like a tough, decent team, though. So they could give you some trouble. You're at home against Florida State. I mean, what's Florida State going to be by that point? I don't know. That's your toughest little stretch right there, though, is Duke, Florida State. Then you're at Louisville. That's going to be a tough ball game for you guys. I don't know that I don't know that's not one I might just go ahead and put it in the loss category for Clemson. Then you got Furman, and then you got the game against our shitpo team in the last one of the regular season. You should win that one without a problem, I would think. But then again, I mean, I also thought we were going to beat Vandy. So, Brock said Clemson kept close. I can improve. I don't think they'll go into a run for Natty. Clemson's, yeah, and they do seem to like play better towards the end of the year. They do seem to kind of turn it on a little bit, Brock, especially when they're having a bad season. They'll kind of figure it out. Fireball, thank you for Super Chat. Says, what do you think about Tennessee overall? I mean, I think their defense, it needs some work, but I mean, I think the offense looked great. Big John, thank you for the Super Chat. Big prayers after thank you. Clemson could go 7-5. Yeah, thank you there, Big John. Appreciate it. Pete, so he wasn't an asshole, was just annoyed. Are you talking about that guy Rec Talk was making that video about that kept hollering for the backup quarterback yesterday? I mean, when they were winning the ball game. I mean, was Clemson never even led in that game, or did they? I don't think they did. I don't think they did. Yeah. But really, really crazy. Colorado versus Georgia Tech, Clemson versus same score. No, it was 24-21. I think they beat Colorado 27-20. It was close to the same. So let's talk about South Carolina going down the stretch here. You're at Mizzou. Like I say, I don't think you're going to win that one. And I picked that as a loss in the preseason. I don't like Missouri at all, but I mean, you can't deny they've looked pretty good this year. They need a damn loss thrown on them. They absolutely need they need to toe the fucking L. But I don't think we're the ones to give it to them. I think it's going to be till Bama or Texas A&M or somebody like that gets a hold of them before they start squirming and taking some losses there. Carolina's got Kentucky the next week at home in Williams-Brice. That, to me, I look at that. That's the only, to me, looking at things right now, unless huge improvements are made on both sides of the ball, really. That's the only legitimate chance here for an SEC win. Then we got a bye week. Then the game I'm going to at LSU. Damn. Yes, South Carolina plays at Missouri. It's next Saturday night at 7 over on ESPN. At LSU, no, they're not winning that game. There's no way. At home against Oklahoma, did y'all see John Mateer yesterday? They were on the road at Temple. Temple actually has kind of leveled their program up a little bit. They weren't, the whipping boy that they had been the past however many years. They got a new coach at Temple, but that didn't matter yesterday. Oklahoma, destroyed them 45-3 in Philly. In a game where it could have. Do I think South Carolina? No, I don't. I don't think there's any way. I don't think there's any way at all. You're not beating Alabama. That's the next week at home. Oklahoma could win the SEC, and they really could. I tweeted that out yesterday that I thought they might end up competing for the SEC championship. At home against Bama, you ain't winning that. I mean, Alabama's starting to get their legs under them now. They're starting to play better. They're doing better. Hush. God. They said don't. Stay at home, take care of the Utz route. Don't go to LSU. Now, I've already bought the tickets. I'm not going now. I've got a place to stay. You never know. I mean, it's college football. You never know. I don't give them much of a chance at all there. But, I mean, if I could go see a decent football game and they could at least try to keep it competitive somewhat. Ziggy's watching people walking down the road, and he's ready to go on his walk. So now he's gotten all agitated, and he's even perturbed. You're at Ole Miss. No, it's not happening. Did you see them last night putting points up on the board with Arkansas? I mean, that was a hell of a ball game there. Hell of a showing by Ole Miss. At Texas A&M, absolutely not. Am I going to Mizzou? I was saying that the other week because I got pissed off, but I ain't going there. What is this? Don, I can't even begin to pronounce that last name, says the hit on the Vanderbilt quarterback by Stewart was worse than Sellers' hit. Sellers was holding his ribs cage until they called it targeting. I don't know. If Sellers doesn't get hurt, would y'all win? I don't think so. I said earlier in the thing, I think they probably lost like 24-10, something like that. 24-10, 24-14, maybe. Maybe would have scored another touchdown, but no, I don't think so. Luke Doty's just not. He ain't got it, y'all. I mean, he can't run this team. I mean, he's already proven that one time. And I mean, when he was younger then too. I mean, in 2021, he was like a sophomore or whatever. What's up, Megan? Yeah, come on. I mean, he's regressed. Bad game, but losing Sellersworth. Well, I mean, I don't think he's going to be out long. Yeah, they said the Commodores are on the rise. They are on the rise. I mean, you got to give them that, but I mean, y'all got to think. Pavia's gone after this year. I mean, I don't know that they're the same team after Pavia's gone, because that guy Jerry Kill that they brought in from New Mexico State as an analyst, and that Tim Beck, the OC who came from New Mexico State, I don't know that those guys stick around. I mean, I may be wrong. I don't know. Brandon O'Brien says Missouri is legit. Well, they ain't really played anybody yet. We'll see. They look pretty good they played UL Lafayette yesterday, the Raging Cajuns. They beat them like 52-10, and UL Lafayette's been a somewhat decent group of 5 team in the past. I mean, they're not gonna, they weren't winning any they played for the Sun Belt Championship, but they're not great. But, yeah, I mean, South Carolina never beat anybody like that much. Someone says Diego Poverty is a gamer. He is, but, I mean, still I've liked him, but the swagger, but the him running his mouth stuff, it's getting old, and, it kind of makes people not like him. But I like him, but I could see why it makes other people not like him. Now, the Texas A&M, they're not winning that. They will beat Coastal Carolina. Coastal's not good at all anymore. Penn State Sports Talk says season's over for South Carolina. Yeah, probably so. Probably right. And then at home game against Clemson, I don't know. That's a noon game. Brockley say he has zero respect for Pavia. Is that because of his shit talking, or is that because of his whole little act he's putting on, or is it because he whipped it out and peed? Did y'all know he peed on the New Mexico logo? Shane Beamer going to Virginia Tech. Make sure that they send him a decent coach. Penn State, man, because y'all sent him y'all's damn DC last time to Virginia Tech, and he sucks, and he got fired. So if y'all send him another coach, make sure it's somebody good this time. Kentucky Suburban says Clemson suck is bad, so the chickens will be in that one. The chickens, I agree. Clemson is bad. Got some issues. Mullen doesn't recruit well enough to get big-time offers. He's going to have to recruit at UNLV a little bit. I mean, unless he's just going to buy players every year. I don't know about that. He would have an easier schedule at Virginia Tech, facts. Texas Rock said Pavia is the Latin Johnny Football. Yeah, y'all know I've talked about Zach Smith before. He does his Menace to Sports podcast. The former Ohio State wide receiver coach, the one that supposedly hit his wife and got fired and all that stuff. They call him over there, they call him Mexicano Manziel. It's a trip. Justin, thank you for Super Chat. He says, we're going to have to stick together this season. It's going to be a rough one. Absolutely. It is going to be a rough season, man. If they can make a bowl game right now, I'd be surprised the way they're playing. I could say after a loss like this, well, Vanderbilt's just really good. We got to shake it off. We got to get Lenoris back. I could say that, but what's going on, Tony? I don't know why people keep telling me Coach Shane Beamer to Virginia Tech like it's going to make me mad. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to be a Gamecock fan either way. I'm going to be a fan whether he's there or I wouldn't care. I mean, even if they hired Will Muschamp back, I mean, I'm still going to be a fan. I mean, obviously that's not going to happen, and I wouldn't particularly like it, but it still wouldn't stop me from being a Gamecock fan. If Sellers plays again this week, and well, they're going to have to figure something out. Luke Doty is not going to be able to go on the road with Mizzou and be competitive. So, but I have a hard time thinking that they're going to start the a redshirt freshman in Aaron Nolan or the true freshman in Cutter Woods. That kid's not ready for that. They're not ready for that. Pete says, Beamer, exactly. He's not leaving South Carolina for Va-Tech. That program, I mean, at least we're on somewhat level footing and we're recruiting well. He's just got to get his shit together, and he's got to start hiring some competent coaches. And to me, right now, and I don't know what the answer is. I don't know who the guy is. But he needs to take the play calling duties away from Mike Shula. The guy's terrible. Terrible. He's fucking terrible. And I mean, and you can see that. You sit there and you watch film with these guys, man. Y'all sit here and break bread together. Y'all spend like probably, they're probably spending 16 hours together a day in that football facility, between the football facility and practice. Probably 16 hours a day, at least. You can't, let Mike Fury, it couldn't be any worse, man. It could not be any worse. But in order for somebody different, they would have to change the offensive philosophy totally. Just totally change the offensive philosophy. You saw how many times we threw the ball last night. It's because they're behind the entire time. It was behind the entire time. Billy said, wouldn't surprise me if Beamer went to Virginia Tech. No pressure to win at Virginia Tech. Well, that doesn't make any sense, Billy, because they just fired the coach because he wasn't winning. They got fired. They got fired because he wasn't winning. So yeah, and they lost last night. They were down 31-0 at one point to Old Dominion. I know, yeah, Old Dominion. We had a hard time with them, but dadgum, they're blowing you out in Lane Stadium by 31 points, and you haven't put up any points, and they are that awful. Wow. Yeah, committed said exactly. Scar. It's a train wreck. He might consider taking, I could see Shane consider taking the Virginia Tech job if, the coach at Virginia Tech took a better job, and Virginia Tech was a good program, and he's like, well, he's moving on to Ohio State or whatever, or he's moving on to Michigan, or I'm just throwing names out there, places that that they might land at or something, if they had a good program. But like, I could see him taking it in that kind of situation, but not the train wreck they're in. They are awful. They are just awful. What about the Kentucky game now? Once again, it depends on who starts at quarterback. If Sellers is back and he's feeling good and he's healthy, South Carolina will beat Kentucky. I don't. Losing to Kentucky would be that'd be rough. I mean, Kentucky's not any good. Without him, I think it's 50-50 that they could win a ball game, because the more Doty plays, the better he's going to get. He's going to get some better. He has a very low ceiling to how much better he could get. But, yeah, I think I'm calling it right now. I'm telling you, I think Kentucky's probably the only SEC win to get this year. That would be 1-7 in league. Just awful. 1-7. If they beat them and Coastal and lose the rest, I mean, you're talking about that's bad. That's a 4-8 season. Eesh, God. Beat Clemson, just be 5-7. I mean, that you wouldn't even make a bowl game. It's gone. It's flipped that much. And you talk about flipping. Look how much Vanderbilt flipped their it needs to be flipped. How much Vanderbilt flipped last 2 years ago. Wikey, thank you for the super chat. Says love you, Jackpot. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. They beat Vandy on their home field at Willie B like 48-6, I think. It was a rain-filled game, crazy. And then we turn around, and in 2 years' time, 2 years, we're losing to them at home. Bad, 31-7. Isn't that crazy? How in 2 years' time, things just totally flip like that. And that wasn't even a good South Carolina team. That was the team that had all those injuries, that had to have a interception at the end of the game to beat Jacksonville State. I mean, it was just nuts. It was just nuts. Yeah, Penn State doesn't play Michigan. The concussion protocol is Sellers out until the start of I don't know. I don't know about that. So I'd have to. Thank you, Broski. I appreciate that. I'd have to kind of research that. We'll find out more tomorrow. Beamer is doing his teleconference today at 5, so that should be posted when we get off this live. So I'll go listen to that and see what we've got. Pete says the problem Vandy has every time they have a successful coach, they leave for a bigger job. Yeah, and that's going to happen too. I guarantee you, I'm telling you, somebody that fires their coach, somebody that has fired their coach or is firing their coach, will hire Clark Lee probably after this year, because he knows that Pavia is gone after this year, and he knows that Tim Beck guy and Jerry Kill aren't going to they don't want to be around without those New Mexico State kids. They're not going to stay around that program. I don't think. It would make sense that they wouldn't. These coordinators and stuff don't stay around all the time. So, like, you might think I'm crazy, and you might think, well, there's no way that's happening. I mean, he just embarrassed them, beat them 2 years in a row, destroyed them, blah, blah, blah. Virginia Tech is a program that has potential to get back at some point to being a contender in the ACC. Mark my words, it's the State University of Virginia. They got a ton of money. They got a ton of fan support coming in there. I could see Clark Lee leaving Vanderbilt and coaching Virginia Tech. It would not surprise me at all. And possibly taking some of his staff there, he'd be able to get better players at Virginia Tech. I mean, I think it would be a move. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But what do y'all think about that? I mean, it's not a very far. Most of the time, you don't see these coaches. They don't they don't leave. Yeah, I know that. I mean, these guys, yeah, it was their Vandy guy. They were there. I understand all that stuff, but I mean, it doesn't mean that one day they're not going to leave. I mean, if they want to make more money, they want to make a bigger name for themselves. They want more of a challenge. I mean, you can't always get it where you're at. So I don't know. The fans probably wouldn't like it very much, but once again, I mean, some of these people they got to take care of themselves in the end. But and then talking about Sellers, here's the thing too with him. They have Mike Shula has tanked Lenore Sellers' stock big time this year, and to me, he's also kind of instilled a culture issue. I don't think the culture is what it was last year with that team. The cohesiveness is not there, and I don't know what it is. I mean, I didn't think Dowell Loggins was that good of an offensive coordinator. I mean, I thought his play calling was really vanilla, and it was frustrating at times, but he let Lenoris do his thing. He let him run around, and that's what Lenoris does best. So I don't know. I don't understand how that all just seemed to fall apart, but it seems like there's a culture issue. You got players throwing punches and stuff like that. I mean, that was crazy. Fireball says, send me your address and I'll send you a case of that. Wow, okay. You send it? Brother, that doesn't cost a lot of money to, that would cost you a lot of money to send that, like in the mail. I mean, if you, I can't do it here because I'm on my phone streaming this, but you can find me on Facebook at Cale Hall, Calehall. Profile picture, there's me and the wife standing in front of some mountains in Tennessee. Actually, that was in Tennessee a few years ago. So that's my profile picture. If you want to send me a message there, or you can hit me up at Hall_Cale, at Hall_Cale on Twitter. You have it ever? You really do? A Busch Light apple in Tennessee? Are you in Tennessee? I mean, just because you're a Vol man doesn't mean you're in Tennessee. I mean, most likely you are. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm definitely game. So hit me up on either one of those platforms. But I'm definitely gonna have to tone back on them, not drink them as fast or as frequently because I cannot get the way I was last week. I'm just not gonna do that. It's not sustainable for my health. And I mean, I'm probably I don't know where things are gonna lead down the road, guys. I'm probably gonna be moving from this home at some point. I don't know when. Sorry, this is tough. So I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna be at. Probably still be here in the upstate of South Carolina somewhere, but I'll find a new place, I guess, because this is it's a weird shit, man. Anyway, that's it. Oh Lord, I'm a super Johnny. Thank you to super chat, Johnny. I really appreciate that. Thank you, SEC dog. All right, guys. Well, my dogs have got to eat. It's getting to be 6:30, and last night I was so daggum into football, and it wasn't because I was drunk. It was because I was into watching that Florida-Tennessee game, and then I started texting my stepdaughter, and we were talking, and then it ran right into the Carolina Vandy game, and yeah, I forgot to feed my dog, which they've always got dry food out here at the house. We keep it out in a canister all the time. It's gravity fed, and they just eat it throughout the day, but I always give them a can of wet food every evening about 6:30, and they didn't get their wet food last night. Thank you, Smoky Mountain Red. Appreciate you. So we got to take them in there and get their food. But I appreciate y'all showing up this Sunday afternoon. Ton of y'all in here, absolute ton. Can't believe there's 200 and something people that's watched this. It's awesome. A lot of thumbs up too. I really appreciate the back and forth. Keg says Clemson's the flagship University of South Carolina. Well, certainly neither one of them looked like a real good representation of the state yesterday, but definitely Clemson was way more competitive on the road against a good team. South Carolina at home got blown out by a good team, and let me say too, I'm not going to see. I haven't done enough of that. I've just been shitting on South Carolina this whole entire thing, which they deserve it. Are we streaming live tonight? Yes, Hunter, we are. They deserve that. I gotta give credit to Vandy. I mean they have leveled their program up something crazy. Vandy Dandy, who gets in the chat sometimes, he can be a little bit annoying sometimes, but he was absolutely right last night. Well, he actually wasn't right because he said that he guaranteed Vanderbilt was going to win by 8 to 12 points. Well, he was a little bit off on that. They won by 24. But you got to give them credit for putting together a roster that can go out there and play disciplined, winning football. And they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough. I want to look at that real quick before we get out of here. I'm looking at this stuff on a tablet, and well, here's the issue. The dang tablet, I dropped it off the bed probably 6-8 months ago, and it's got cracks in it, so it can sometimes be a little bit difficult to use. But like, I ain't going out, and I don't use it enough to warrant getting a new one. But right now, it's almost damn. It's almost like you can't even use it at all. I don't know. I can't pull up Vandy's schedule on this thing right now, but I know they do play. Well, we know who they play because we know who they played last year. So they'll play, I think, on the road at Kentucky. They'll win that one. See, even Cobra says Clark Lee won't be at Vanderbilt. Well, yeah, I don't think he will either. I mean, I think someone's going to convince him to come run their program. I'm telling you, that Virginia Tech job is something to keep an eye on because it's an attractive job. The right person and get the right players in there, they could be a really good team again. At least the Chiefs are losing. Yeah, care nothing about that. I'm not an NFL guy. I'll watch and pull for the New York Jets. And I kind of keep up with the local teams like the Panthers and the Falcons, but I'm just not an NFL guy. Virginia Tech could go to the SEC. I mean, it's possible. This realignment's crazy. They'll be on the road at Texas. I don't think they're going to win that one. They'll be at home against Missouri. That's one I think they could win. I definitely think they could get Mizzou. They're going to be on the road or be at home against Auburn. Auburn's improved this year, but I think Vandy could probably get them at home. And they've got a home game against LSU. Don't forget that. They got LSU too. I don't know. That's a defense. That's going to be a hard game for Pavia to be able to do his stuff. LSU's defense is really stout. I don't give them much of a chance of winning that one, but I mean, it could happen. I mean, some of these games, Nashville's not that far away. Some of these games actually would be kind of entertaining to go to watch. I always had a pretty good experience every time I've been to Vanderbilt for a football game. I think they probably could end up 9-3. I really do. I don't think they beat Texas. I don't think they beat there, and I do think they'll either lose to Auburn and Alabama too. They're at Alabama. I don't see any real chance of them winning that game. I just don't. I don't see that happening. I don't think they've got. They don't have the speed to keep up with those Alabama receivers and that. And Alabama's playing better football right now. But I mean, 8 wins to me is not out of the question for them. Not out of the question for Vandy. So they're going to have a good season. Good to see the clear and sober mind alcohol. Yeah, you're right. It's tough. Yeah, it's really tough. But I hope they beat Mizzou. I really hope Vandy puts a beat down on them. Hopefully they'll talk some shit to them too. That'll be hilarious. They almost beat them in Como last year. That game went to overtime. That Vandy about got them in Como. So I definitely think they could. Oh, they do play Tennessee. That's right. That game's in Neyland. Yeah, probably give that one to the Vols, but you don't know. You never know. Yeah, Dennis, and that's the thing. It's a wild world we live in, and that's why, um, when you're going through this problem like I'm going through here at home, that's why it just makes things even more tough. Even more tough because you don't never know who you're going to be out dealing with. I mean, with her here, I always felt safe and like nothing was ever going to happen. It was always just going to be a constant, And now it's all just kind of been wrecked. All kind of been wrecked. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go feed these babies and probably get myself something to eat, and we're gonna get ready for that live show tonight. I'll probably take a nap before the live show because I got to get up tomorrow morning at 2:30. Yeah, I got to get up at 2:30 to go out and start working my stores at 4 because I want to try to get done tomorrow by like maybe 1 if I possibly could. Be great. Maybe 2 at the latest. Mondays are always pretty long. And I've got 3 new stores that I got on my route. Dang it, I knew I forgot something at the warehouse today. I forgot the little rack I needed to take to the Dollar General. Oh, it's fine. I'll take it some point later in the week. It's fine. Anyway, guys, I will talk to you all later on. I appreciate you. Peace. I'm out of here. Watch the live show tonight, 9 o'clock. Rob and Kell show. We'll talk some more college football there. We'll go over our picks from last week, and we will unveil the games that we're going to pick for next week and the Carolina Jackpot Shooter game. So thank you, Justin. I'll see you guys later on. I appreciate you very much for showing up tonight. Peace. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good one. Go Gamecocks.